I'm going to teach you how to play the game Card Sharks Feeding Frenzy. This is a chaotic, real-time game for 2 to 6 players where players are trying to feed their sharks to get the most points based on the scoring conditions that round. In order to play, you'll need 3 shark cards for each player. In this case, I'm showing a 3-player game. You'll need point tokens, 1s and 5s, and you'll need the deck of scoring condition cards. Based on the player count, you will use a different number of dice. In a 2-player game, you'll choose 3 different colors. In a 3-player game, you'll choose 4 different colors. In a 4, 5, and 6-player game, you'll use 4, 5, or 6 different colors, respectively. There should be 4 of each of the colors of dice. So in a 3-player game, we have 16 dice total. The game is played over the course of several rounds, with the game ending once 1 or more players have reached 20 or more points. Each round, there will be a different scoring condition card with 4 different scoring conditions per card. The icons can be referenced in the rules, but this round we have 3 points for having an even sum of dice, 2 points for having 3 different colors of dice, 2 points for having 3 sequential numbers, and 1 point for having the highest sum. To start a round, each player will grab roughly the same number of dice. This doesn't have to be exact because they're all going to be rolled in the center at the same time. Once all of the players are ready, players count down from 3, 3, 2, 1, and say Feeding Frenzy as they roll the dice into the center of the table. As soon as all the dice are rolled, players can start using their sharks to eat the dice. Players will be doing this simultaneously, but they can only use one of their sharks at a time. In order to eat a die with a shark, all a player has to do to feed one of their sharks is grab the shark card by its tail and slide it mouth first underneath the die that they want. As soon as you slide your shark under a single die, that shark is eaten and can no longer be moved. If you accidentally get multiple dice with your shark, you must wriggle your shark until there is only 1 die remaining on it. Once the shark is eaten, you can begin using your next shark. As soon as the player has fed all 3 of their sharks, they say chomp, and they get to collect 1 point for each player who has not chomped yet. So in a 3-player game, the first person to chomp would gain 2 points, and the second person to chomp would gain 1 point. The final player to chomp would gain no points. Once all players have finished feeding their sharks, it is time to determine how many points each player receives. Any player that has an even sum would gain 3 points. So in this case, the green shark player has a 1, a 3, and a 2. So their sum is 6, which is even, so they'd gain 3 points. The gray shark player has a 6, a 5, and a 4 for a total of 15, which is not even, so they do not gain the 3 points. So in this round, our green shark player had an even sum. They had 3 different colors of dice. They had a sequence, 1, 2, 3, but they did not have the highest sum. So this round, they got a total of 7 points from this card, and then 2 points for being the first player to chomp, for a total of 9. Once all the points have been added up, players recollect their sharks, the next scorecard is revealed, and the next round can begin. If after the end of a round, a player has 20 or more points, in this case our gray player does, the game is over, and the player who has the most total points wins. And that's how you play Card Sharks Feeding Frenzy. A couple minor rule clarifications. If a player changes the face of a die, that is alright. But once a single die has settled on a shark, that is the color and number that is on that shark. So if another player accidentally bumps that off, they must replace that die on that shark on the number it was before they can continue. You can choose to strategically try and change the die faces to be the best numbers for what you're going for, but you might miss out on some of those extra chomp points. So make sure not to dilly-dally too much. If you want to play the challenge variant, each time a player changes the face of a die, they must pay 1 point. So be careful with your sharks. That's how to play Card Sharks Feeding Frenzy. Thanks for watching.